We back at T. Make sure you lasso to V. This ain't gonna be that long of a video. We just gonna have we're gonna give an illustration of what these mythological Greek gods looked like back in the time of ancient Rome and ancient Egypt and shit like this. All of those Thors and Hercules type individuals or Europeans. We have one of those in modern time. In our modern society, we have one of those entities that's training on a more Olympic god type level. He goes by the name of Liver King, and I have nothing against this gentleman. I actually salute him for just staying committed to his ancestral heritage, because that's what he go by. He said he's a natural ancestral of the cavemen and different stuff like that. So he probably did his DNA, and it led him back to where he taking his family and his lineage in the future, which a lot of us black people, we can't even do that. So what we're gonna start doing, going back in the field, picking cotton and shit like that to embrace where we come from. Cause what was all of our people doing before they got enslaved, quote unquote, since everybody African. So why we ain't going back to the things Africans was doing before they became slaves? Ask yourself that. I wonder if I got some value in there today.
I'm about to eat all of these.
He is on a raw protein diet. I ain't never seen this man eat nothing cooked. This is what the Greek gods looked like. The bodybuilder physique, the raw diet, and raw strength. This nigga just ate a whole raw egg in the shell.
Chew that up. But we did it about 2.5 minutes.
This is the modern day Greek gods right here.
I suffer from really bad bloating because I have IBS.
Oh no, girl. He makes sure that he utilizes the natural elements in the natural world to his advantage to become more physically fit.
So this is what a barbarian eats on a
Told you.
Thursday evening for dinner.
What
Here.
did I say? Barbarian, caveman. This is what those Greek gods actually were. And people worship people with the physiques and demeanor and characteristics of this gentleman right
I
here.
introduced you to barbarian about an hour and a half ago. So this is what a barbarian eats on a Thursday evening for dinner. First thing you're gonna see is about 4 ounces of turkey liver. This is grilled up with some garlic, some butter, some salt. This is delicious. We have 12 ounces.
Oh, well, I saw I lied. This is the first time I ever seen him and have some something that's cooked. He said he had grilled turkey liver. Shout out to you, my friend. I don't never want to lie on another man.
We're gonna let the sip of beef tongue that's been with some garlic, some butter, some salt. This is delicious. We have 12 ounces of beef tongue that's been basting in butter. We got a pile of potatoes. But the centerpiece, the masterpiece, is the raw bone marrow. We're gonna just scoop this right out and into the gullet. This is what I'm having for dinner. Liver King out.
Raw bone matter. You see, he came from underneath the water with all of this weight. He carrying about 500 pounds alone.
Why do we have coasters if nobody gonna use them? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What happened to Jake?
Ground rule.
Y'all know what happened to
Here we go.
Jake?
Number 1, no sitting on the sled. Number 2, this sled behind me has to start over the lip in the garage. And when you're done with all the implements in hand, you have to cross that lip before you are done. You're gonna wanna let the kettlebells down beforehand, but if you do, you just screwed yourself. So make sure that sled gets over the lip. Number 3, the backpack can never come off. You can set the kettlebells down to rest, but if that backpack comes off, you're done. Liver King here. This is what Liver King eats for Tuesday dinner. We got 10 ounces of fresh ground organs, liver, heart, pancreas, spleen, and some muscle meat. We got a couple ounces of some chicken heart, some leftover Iberico pork sausage, and a couple ounces of raw testicle. That completes what I'm having for dinner tonight. That's it.
Well, you're using the wrong app. You should be using Daily.com.
No, we shouldn't.
Liver King here, holding up a whole bunch of bricks. Why? Why the hell not?
Funny. And there we go, guys. We have a modern day illustration of what the cavemen looked like in that BC era, or in that ancient Egypt and ancient Rome. All of these statues of these men with these ultra fit physiques and shit like that, he is a representation of what they looked like back then, and probably he looked a little bit better than what they could have looked like back then, because just of the amount of resources that we then collected from around the world, which is in return will be able to fuel his journey more than what they was able to actually accomplish back then and there. But like he said, what does a barbarian eat? Raw testicles, raw bone marrow, raw eggs, a raw protein diet. What is this giving him? This is giving him more testosterone to be able to do certain things in the future if need be, which what? Rip a motherfucker in half if he need to. You heard me though? It's been real. TV the Style for Style Now, and we gone.